In this video, I want to give you a quick demo of using the pen tool in Adobe Photoshop. So the pen tool is another tool that you can use for selecting something. Like, let's say I wanted to select this cup here and cut the background out and move it on to a different background. So the pen tool is over here in your toolbox. You can press P on your keyboard to find it, and you see from the demo it helps you make a path, which a path is basically the line that goes in between the dots that you make. So the pen tool is kind of like connect the dots, whereas you make a dot and there's a line that goes between the two dots. So you can make it curved or you can make it straight. The great thing is it's a good way to make a really clean selection, and it lets you edit the path. So if you were trying to do this with the lasso tool, if your hand was shaky or something, it would come out bad and you wouldn't be able to save that path and edit it. Alright, so let me show you how it's done here. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to start right here at the top, and I'm going to make my first point. So first you just click and let go, and then I'm going to go about over here and click, and instead of letting go, I'm going to hold and drag these handles. Okay, so what that does, these handles kind of steer the curve, like where it's going, and help you make a curve. So what you want to do is kind of keep that curve even, or this handle kind of in line with the curve that you're trying to make, because it steers it. Alright, then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing. So you can steer it by lifting that up and down and then let go. Let's say that I tried to go right, whoops. Let's say, let me start over, or let me make a mistake so I can show you how to fix it. Let's say I made this a little bit too long and then I wanted to go here and it made this funny curve right there and I didn't want it. What you can do is go over to here and get this direct selection tool, and you can click on that. And so you can always go back and edit the curve that you make. So I can pull that handle in and make it fit the way I want to. So that's what's cool about using the pen tool. You can actually edit that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish making my path. So I'm going to click on that again and then keep going around the edge of this cup. When you are drawing a straight line, you don't need to click and drag these handles. You can just go ahead and click and let go to make the straight line. And now I want this to start curving, so I'm going to come down here, click and hold and pull out a curve. It takes a while to get used to knowing where you want to put your points. So that just takes some practice to learn how, where you're going to end up putting those, just from experience. And it's okay if you make a mistake, because that's the cool thing about the pen tool, is you can go back and edit things after you're done with it. So you can also do Control Z if you mess up, but I'm going to show you how you can also edit these when you're done. And now I'm ready to close it. Okay, so I see a few things that I don't love. This should be moved up a little bit. So I'm going to get my direct selection tool. Now you see right now all my points are selected because they're dark blue. So I'm going to click off of it and then click back on just the one point that I want to change. So I want to pull this one up a little bit, maybe move this one over, close out that handle a little bit, maybe lower that a little bit. This one here I want to change. This is the great thing about the pen tool, is just being able to edit your selection. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, now I want to go in and select the inside of the handle. So I'm going to go back to my pen tool and start again. The pen tool is great for this because the quick select tool would not really be able to see the inside lines where it needs to be selected. Okay, and now I'm going to zoom out. And let's see, that looks pretty good. This is still a little bit weird over here. I'm going to go back to my direct selection tool, see if I can clean that line up a little bit. So actually I'm going to show you how to delete something. So if I don't really like this one point here, I can click on it and delete it, and then I can always go back to my pen tool and see how it makes a little circle right there. That means I'm going to be connecting to that path. So I click on that again, and I can fix this area there like that. All right, so yeah, when you go to close your path, let me undo that. When you go to close it, which is important, you need to make sure you see that little circle that comes up next to the pen tool. You need to close your paths. So I've closed that one. I'm going to give it a little bit of a handle here. And let me click off of all that. It's still a little bit pointy right there. So if you want to fix that, we can delete that path again. Click on that to close it. This time I'm going to go a little bit farther down so that I get a nice curve, and then close the path. All right, I think that's going to look a lot better. All right, so once you have your path drawn, go up to it didn't disappear. I know it looks like it's gone, but it's not. Go up to Window and click on your paths. You can see Work Path. If I click on that, whoops, I'm going to go ahead and save that path. You can see that it saves it. So that's what's another neat thing about the pen tool is if you have a drawing or a photo or something and you have a lot of things that you want to select, you can save all these paths and always turn them on and off again as you wish. All right, so I have them all selected. Let's say that my path wasn't selected though and I just had the lines. If I want to make a selection of this coffee cup, I have to make all those paths, the dots highlighted like that. Then I can go over here to my path window, which by the way, it's under Window, Paths. That's where you open up the paths, and then click on this right here, and I can say Make Selection. And then I can say OK, and now I have that coffee cup selected, so I could go copy and paste it on a new layer or into another file if I wish. All right, so that's just a quick demo on the pen tool. There's a lot more that it does, and you can actually draw vector graphics with it and everything, but this is just a basic demo for you.